Do you know where Eritrea is?
Eritrea. Oh my God. I've heard of Eritrea. I'm not sure.
Eritrea? It's somewhere in Asia, maybe.
Let's say North America.
No clue.
All right.
I was born in what is now Eritrea. I'm older than my country by a year, so I was 22 years old. A year after my father's departure, my mother and I were scheduled to leave for America. We both got appropriate visas, or at least we thought we did, from the Eritrean government. But at the airport, I was taken away from my mother. They thought, collateral. If she leaves her only child in Eritrea, she'll be back. I reunited with my half-sister, and her and I stayed in Ethiopia for about 2 years until everything cooled down. Things didn't cool down, so we were sent to camps in Sudan. We were only there briefly, a couple of months, and then my father worked with a neighbor he had in New Jersey to sponsor us to come to the United States. My transition to the United States, I feel unique in a sense. A lot of people assume, you move to U.S., it'll be great. It's a very difficult transition. My father, when he first came to the United States, moved to Newark, New Jersey, and eventually that's where we all moved to. But I grew up in a neighboring township of Irvington, which is, I think, ranked one of the most dangerous townships in New Jersey. In Eritrea, there was a war that was very physical. You saw in front of you, people were dying, you heard of people dying, people leaving, everyone on your block disappearing. And I found the same to be true where I grew up. If you ever walked into our house, it's like a little Eritrea. It's just literally, it's like everything on the wall is Eritrean. Everyone that walks in the apartment is Eritrean. My mother refused to learn English, refused. She wanted me to preserve my Eritrean culture as much as possible. And I'm grateful for that. My Tigrinya is good. I'm very aware of my culture, my history. I consider myself to be Eritrean American. It's something very difficult to narrow down in the Eritrean community because a lot of Eritreans, regardless if they're a refugee or not, only consider themselves to be Eritrean. But I've lived in America for a long time and I've benefited greatly from America. It wasn't until, I would say, after my experience in Israel that I really started to hold on to the title of refugee and what that means. I was completing a research project in Jordan with Columbia University, and afterwards I was invited to go to Israel for a week with a couple of my friends. And on the way there, at the border, I was held for 4 hours, strip searched twice, asked to unbraid my hair to check for weapons, and just humiliated. And I just did not understand why this was happening to me. And after I was released, as if I was a criminal, I walked outside and literally the first thing I saw were beggars on the street and they were Eritrean. After that summer, I went back to Columbia just determined to work with more refugees and to start challenging a lot of these issues. But I find myself fighting for Eritrea all the time. Just fighting for presence, I think. I have many African friends and many still don't know where Eritrea is. I work for a large NGO that deals with refugee crises all over the world, and Eritrea is not even on the agenda. But I hope the diaspora unite as a force to demand more attention, demand more services, and I really just want people to start talking about Eritrea.
Do you know where Eritrea is?
Yeah, of course. It's right next to Ethiopia. It's, what's it called? An Eastern African nation. It's about yay big. I think it also borders Djibouti. Yeah.
Great. Thank you.